going to add, it's going to become 25. The answer is negative 25. Here's our next lesson. Changing the order of addends does not change the sum. Okay, let's do an example to understand better. Here's we have A and B. It's asking what is A plus B. Let's do A first. A is 10 plus 15. Let's add them. 0 plus 5 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. It's 25. And let's do B now. 15 plus 10. It's just the same thing. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 1 is 2. It's 25. But we're not done yet. It's asking what is A plus B. So we're just going to combine 25 plus 25, which equals to 50. Here's another rule. When adding a positive and a negative, we use the sign of the larger number and subtract them. Okay? Let's do an example. Here, let's first determine which number is the larger. 8 is the larger number. So its 8 sign is positive, so the answer will be positive. And then we're simply going to subtract. 8 minus 5 will give us 3. So the answer is positive 3. Let's do this one. Sign of the larger number is negative, and then we're going to subtract them. 7 minus 3 will give us 4. The answer is negative 4. Sign of the larger number is negative, so the answer will be negative. Subtracting them. 8 minus 2 is 6. 1 minus 1 is 0. So the answer is negative 6. Here is another rule. Zero property of addition states that when we add 0 to a number, we get the number itself. So 6 plus 0 would give us 6 again. Here's our other rule. The sum of two numbers with the opposite signs that have the same value is 0. Negative 6 plus positive 6 would give us 0. Here are some examples. It's asking what the triangle is, what number the triangle is. And we have positive 15. We have the answer is 0, so triangle must be negative 15. Here we have a similar question. The answer is supposed to be 0 again, so we have a negative 54. Therefore, the square must be positive 54. Okay, so we came to another rule. You have to memorize this rule in order to solve most of the questions. Positive times negative will give you a negative, but don't forget, you don't always need to have the multiplication symbol. It could just look like this. There can be nothing here. It's still the same meaning. And a negative times positive is also negative. So here you can see if the signs are opposite, the answer is always negative. Here we have positive times positive, it's positive. And we have negative times negative, it's also positive. As you can see, if the signs are the same, then the answer is always positive. Let's do an example. 9 minus plus 4. So we have a negative and a positive. It's going to make a negative, as you can see here. Remember to memorize these. These are really important. We can just rewrite it as 9 minus 4, which will give us 5. Here we have positive times negative again. The answer is negative. So we can rewrite it as 7 minus 2, which will give us 5 again. Here it might look more complicated, but don't worry. Just do it step by step. So let's start here. We have a negative times positive. It's going to give us a negative, so let's rewrite it. Negative 4 minus 2, and let's just write it again. Okay, let's start from left. So -4 minus 2 will give you, remember you have two negatives, you're combining them. The answer will always be negative, and you're simply going to add them. It's going to give you a -6. And we can write the rest again without doing anything. Now we have a negative times negative, which is going to be positive. Same signs, always positive. -6 plus 1, which will give you -5. The answer is -5. Let's get to subtraction. When you're subtracting numbers, change the subtraction sign to addition and flip the sign of the second number, and then add the numbers. That's it. So let's do an example. Let's do this one first. Remember the rule. Let's change the sign to addition. So we're just gonna add -14 and 16, but we have to change the sign. So let's make minus -16 and just add them up. That's it. 4 plus 6 is 10. We have 0, 1 waiting. 1 plus 1 would give you 2, but we have 1 here, so it's going to give 3. And when you're adding two negatives, the answer is always negative, so the answer is -30. Or you could do the way that we just learned here. That's what I said. The reason why I said these are important is because you can use them all the time. Instead of doing this, you can just use the rule, which will tell you what to do. Negative times positive will give you a negative, so you can rewrite it as -14 minus 16, which is the same thing, which will again give you -30. Let's do one more. Remember, you can pause the video and do it yourself, and then check it. A negative times negative is a positive, so let's rewrite it. -11 plus 5. When adding two different sign numbers, sign of the larger number, in this case it's -11, and then you're simply going to subtract them. 11 minus 5 will give you 6. The answer is -6. Here's another question. Remember to do it step by step. Let's start from the left. Here we have positive and a negative. It's going to give us a negative. Let's rewrite it. 12 minus 17. And then you could just rewrite the rest. 12 minus 17. Sign of the largest is negative. And just subtract them. 17 minus 12 will give you 5. And now we can do this part. A positive times negative will give you a negative, so you can just write it -29 plus 20. Let's do this part first. And when you're adding two negative numbers, the answer is negative. 5 plus 29 is 34 plus 20. And sign of the largest is negative. 34 plus 20. If you're struggling, you can just write it on top of each other. It will make it easier. So let's just subtract them. 4 minus 0 is 4. 3 minus 2 is 1. The answer is -14. And this is our last rule for this video. Always start with operations contained within parentheses. So these are the parentheses. Let's start inside them. 18 minus -5. Here, two negative signs. It's going to give us a positive. So let's rewrite it. 6 minus 18 plus 5. 18 plus 5 will give you 23. So we can write it as 6 minus 23. We can get rid of the parentheses because we don't need them anymore. And sign of the largest and subtract them. 23 minus, you can just write it like this, 23 minus 6 if it's going to make it easier. You can't subtract 6 from 3. You have to borrow from left. So there will be 1 remaining, and this will become 13. 13. And 13 minus 6 will give you 7, and you have 1 remaining here, which will give you negative 17. Let's go to our next question. Here is another example. More practice is always better. That's how you learn in math. So let's continue. Plus positive times negative will give you a negative, so it's going to be 12 minus 6, which will be, let's write, actually, okay, let's do like this. So we have to start inside the parentheses, so let's just write all of them. 1 negative times negative will give you a positive, so positive 8 minus a negative times negative will give you a positive, so it will be 23 plus 13. So let's do inside of the parentheses. 12 minus 6 will give you 6, plus 1 plus 8 will give you 9, minus 24 plus 13. You can just write it on top of each other to make it easier. 4 plus 3 is 7. 2 plus 1 is 3. It's 37. Let's start here. 6 plus 9 is 15. Minus 37. Sign of the largest and subtract them. So 37, 15, subtract them. 7 minus 5 is 2. 3 minus 1 is also 2. So the answer is negative 22. Here's our next question. It might seem like it's a lot, but don't forget, math is full of patterns and rules. So let's try to see if there's anything we can spot. 8 minus 7 plus 6 minus 5 plus 8 minus 7 plus 6 minus 5. Seems like these are similar, or all of these are similar, right? So if I do just one of them, I can just add them up, right? So let's do this in here. 8 minus 7 plus 6 minus 5. So we have 8 minus 7. Let's do this part first. 8 minus 7 will give you 1, plus 6 minus 5 will also give you 1, so it's 2. We can think, so all of these are 2. Okay, plus 2 plus 2 plus all of these pluses, and then 2. So it's 2 plus 2 plus 2 and plus 2, which will give you 8. Here is another practice question. Don't forget to pause the video and do it by yourself first, and then check it with me. So let's do A first. Negative 23 and negative 24. We're just going to add them. 3 plus 4 will give you 7. 2 plus 2 will give you 4. And if you add two negative numbers, the answer will be negative. Let's do B now. So here we have positive and a positive. It's going to give it a positive. So 34 plus 45. And we have negative and a positive, which will give us a negative 41. So let's start here. 34 plus 45. You can just write it here. 5 plus 4 is 9. 3 plus 4 is 7. So it's 79 minus 41. When adding two opposite sign number, we're just writing the sign of the biggest and subtracting them. So 79 minus 41. 9 minus 1 is 8. 7 minus 4 is 3. The answer is 38. But we're not done yet. The question is asking what is a plus b. We found a and b. Let's add them. Negative 47 plus 38. Sign of the biggest and subtract them. We can just subtract here. 47 and 38. You can't subtract 8 from 7, so we're just gonna borrow 1 from left. We will have 3 here. We will have, and then we will have 17 here. 17 minus 8 will give you 9. 3 minus 3 will give you 0. The answer is negative 9. Here's an interesting question. It's asking what is the red and the blue colored boxes when the addition table is filled. If you don't know what addition table is, this sign is basically telling you what to do. So if you add this number and then this number, these addition of these numbers should give you this number. Let's check if that's true. Negative 105 plus negative 79. Let's see what the answer is. We can rewrite it. Plus positive times negative will give you a negative. So negative 105 minus 79. So addition of two negative numbers will give us negative. 9 plus 5 will give you 14. We have 47. 10 plus 7 is 17. We have 1, so it's going to be 18. So it's negative 184, which is the number here. So that's correct. Let's find the red box first. To find the red box, we need to add these two numbers. So negative 105 plus 56. The sign of the largest is negative. So let's subtract. 5 minus 6, you cannot subtract 6 from 5, so we're going to get 1 from left, but we don't have it, so we're going to get 1 here. So this will be 0. This will be 10 first, but we're going to get 1 here, so 9 will be remaining here. And then this will become 15. 15 minus 6 will be 9. Sorry, 9. 9 minus 5 will give you 4. And we had 0 here. So the answer is negative 49. Now let's find the blue box. To find the blue box, we need to add these two numbers. 213 plus negative 79. Positive times negative will give us negative. Let's divide it. $213 minus 79. Sign of the largest, which is positive. If we don't have anything, it means that the number is positive. This in the corner. 213, 79, and subtract them. You can't subtract 9 from 3, so we're just gonna get 1 here. There'll be 0 left here. This will become 13. 13 minus 9 is 4. You can't subtract 7 from 0. So we're gonna get 1 from left. 1 will be left here. This will become 10. So 10 minus 7 will be 3, and then 1 is here. So we have positive 134. 134. The answer is asking what is the sum of the two numbers. So let's add them up. 134 plus my negative 49 will equal to, we can just do positive times negative will give us negative, so 134 minus 49 . 134 minus 49, sign of the largest, and then subtract them. You can subtract 9 from 4. Let's get 1 here. 2 will be left here. This will become 14. 14 minus 9 will give you 3. You can subtract 4 from 2. So let's get 1 here. 0 will be left here. This will become 12. 12 minus 4 will give you 8. The answer is positive 83. Sorry, I did a mistake here. It is supposed to be 14 minus 9 is 5. And this is again 8. 12 minus 4 is 8. So the answer is 85. Here we have another question that seems like it's very long, but of course there's a pattern. But this question is a bonus question, so I want you to write the answer in the comment sections and try to find the pattern. Thank you.